Ladies and gentlemen, on our tech talk on somebody else's mistake, our learning, wherein we're looking at talking about implementing rugged IAM strategy, we're joined by our speaker, Veneet Sharma, Regional Sales Director, APAC IAM Thales, joining us. Well, Veneet has 22 years of rich technical and sales experience in understanding the challenges and risks faced by tech and business owners. And with this current role at Thales, he is helping the customers protect their digital identities. With this, I now would like to call upon Veneet on the stage and screen. Thank you so much, Veneet, for joining us. Over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Veneet Sharma, Director Authentication Sales for APAC in Thales. Today I'll be covering an interesting but little intriguing topic, and this comes from our experience in working with different set of customers across Asia Pacific. I'll be talking about few learnings which can really help you build a rugged IAM strategy. So here is a presentation outline covering all the bullets which I'm going to cover in the next few slides. So these are the examples which we have taken from our day-to-day discussions with different set of customers. Will be relevant to few of you here or there, I hope. It gives us something to really catch so that we can strengthen our architectures on IAM and move forward with a solid, rugged design while we talk about our implementation of our IAM strategy. But before I really touch the bullets, it's important to establish that identities must be protected. So bad actors can do unimaginable things with stolen identities, both on personal as well as professional side for anyone. So on professional side, you can see the examples on the right side of the window. On personal side, there are umpteen examples. You Google one, you will get umpteen numbers of those kind of examples. So coming back to the corporate side, so what can happen, what bad can happen? So lot bad can happen, this is what I would say. So trade secrets can be stolen. The bad actors can push any organization to closure with massive liability. Of course, the regulations and compliances across the globe don't make it easy once an organization is breached. So there are heavy penalties. So this one is very commonly heard bullet, and what generally you get to hear is that I have a VPN solution. So my question to this person or to this organization would be that how does it protect your identities? And besides, there are other open areas which need to be covered. So VDI login, Windows, Mac login. So it's about really closed door kind of an approach where you don't have walls. The thought process actually needs to be relooked. So on bullet number 2. So few customers follow the consultants blindly. So consultants are important, but only for guidance. So not for decisions. So decisions should be yours because risk is yours. And the basics should always be kept at the forefront. The basics I am mentioning are zero trust, policy adherence, and cloud provider versus security provider, separation of duties, and what are the redundancy options available. This is my favorite, where the organization has too much reliance on the CSP. It's not that they don't understand the relevance of segregation of data from security. but they generally are tricked into lock-in situation with complex licensing. There are compromises like downtime in one service causing downtime in all the other services through the CSP. Yeah, and talking about zero trust security model, where is it when the maker is the checker, right? So moving over to next bullet, so organizations generally implement IAM as MFA, covering one or maybe two use cases, like VPN access, for an example. There is knowledge in the organization, but not all aspects are covered. There's a dire need of formulation of an architectural approach where security is by design and no aspect is left uncovered. As an example, so there is a bike which has all the features by design, and there is a bike which gives you the feel of a bike, but definitely it is not a bike, right? Yeah. So coming to the next bullet, what I would say is that I get to hear many a times that a customer has technology A or technology B, which gives him 100% security for his organization. Yeah, so I would say let me cover with two very simple examples. So first, for a customer where the IAM is implemented somewhat with a software token. Yeah, and all the users have similar ways of access with no differentiation. Will not the mechanism be easy for the bad actor to compromise a CXO if he's been able to compromise a contractor in the organization? Because it is using the same approach, right? Yeah, second is with the hardware token, which is best selling. But does the best selling mean the best security as well? So just remember, general libraries can be compromised, and there are multiple instances which you can Google and check. So now the question would be, okay, so now that you have pointed out all these bullets with a lot of doubts and a lot of questions around different ways, so what is the answer? So what is the Thales answer to it? So I would like to answer it like this. So we have our flagship product, SafeNet Trusted Access, which has multi-factor authentication plus SSO and access management. And then we do have broadest set of PKI tokens and smart cards. So to club, we do have FIDO smart cards and tokens to strengthen our portfolio on modern use cases. So this is a brief representation of the schematic over here. You see is how star will be really helpful. So star covers user authentication which are device and context linked. Example, I am allowed to access through Windows 10 laptop from office, but change in any of these variables will initiate step-up authentication for me. Star allows organizations for granular policy management, continuous risk management, geo controls, and minutest session controls. So you want to blacklist or whitelist a network, a country, you can do that. You can also control whether Office access should have adaptive or step-up authentication or not, or any outside place should have adaptive controls or not. All that is possible. So all of this is done with very simple orchestration, keying in the required business logic to deliver the given use cases of network logon, cloud access, remote IT logon, legacy web applications logon, and VDI. So Thales's answer is that we'll cover all the legacy and modern use cases. We have a embedded security approach, which is zero trust model compliant, keeping it architecture led and giving you security by design. So two very important points over here to really mention. One is on star architecture, which is protected by HSMs as a root of trust, and on Thales tokens, we don't use general libraries but purpose-built Thales libraries. And to top it all, we do have support and engineering centers based out of Noida, right in your backyard, for anything and everything you need 24/7. So on all these factors, these third-party agencies like Copernicus as well as Gartner rate us really high, and they really showcase that we really cover all the aspects which are required to be there from authentication options perspective. So that is all for my presentation today. Please feel free to drop me an email for a demo or a POC. Thank you very much.